Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. My name is Tanay Tiwari and this T20 World Cup is already late. Yes, we're all in that hangover. First of all, a very, very happy Diwali to all our viewers, to our guests as well. Mr. Zaheer Khan, Mr. Bhattacharjya. Gentlemen, welcome. A very, very happy Diwali to the two of you. Are you as hungover from the last night, last game where Virat Kohli did that, or am I the only one?
I still haven't got my voice.
I
was alone in front of a television set and I still haven't got my voice. It is an absolutely incredible match. You know, sometimes you don't realize when history is happening right in front of you. I mean, this is a match that you'll remember for the next 3 decades. As rarely you see a combination of India, Pakistan, and the way it played out. You know, it is an absolutely amazing feeling. I mean, I couldn't sleep.
And Zach, add to that 90,000 fans, the context of this T20 World Cup, the last T20 World Cup where Pakistan beat India by 10 wickets, all of that, and then Virat Kohli comes out and does something like that. I mean, the more you watch it, the more you're in awe of that man.
Well, first of all, happy Diwali to you, happy Diwali to you, Joyda, and happy Diwali to all the viewers. It was a true Diwali dhamaka, I think. There is no doubt about that. You don't see these kind of innings often. And because you don't see it, that's why the importance of that has gone that much higher. And more you think about it, you know, in Asian conditions at times, you would think that these kind of matches you've seen, it's possible, you can see it happening, or you can still believe in something changing around, even if you lost 3 or 4 wickets for nothing. But in those conditions, people who have played there, people who understand those conditions, it's unbelievable. You know, from that point of the game, that situation, to absorb that pressure, and most importantly, keep believing in that you can do it. You know, it's something which is very special. So Hardik and Virat both need to be credited for that. It was truly a special innings, and people will talk about it for a long time. Considering it was the first game of the World Cup, you know, the importance of that goes even higher. I feel, because you need to set the tone for the World Cup. You know, these kind of matches, you can it can either make your tournament or break it. So I think from India's point of view, I think, you know, they've made the tournament. Now the momentum is there, the confidence is there. Yes, they have their work cut out. There's no doubt about that. But when you have those 2 points on the board, you know, you have that much cushion, that much luxury of going back to the drawing board with a lot of energy and excitement. You know, that you managed to save the day. Now you have whatever work you have cut out, you do your homework, you do your corrections which is required in terms of planning strategies, you do that and move ahead. So I think from that point of view, it's the magnitude of that innings is huge.
Yeah, it just keeps dawning upon you over and over and over again. And the more you go back, the more you reflect, the more you read, you realize just the magnanimity, as Zach said, of this knock. And Rohit Sharma also said something really, really special for him. He said, I think it has to be one of India's best knock, not just his best knock. And we can't disagree with that.
You can't disagree because of the conditions in which he got that knock. The time in which he came in, watching wickets fall at the other end. I thought there was a bad run-out decision which was wrong. I think the third umpire actually got it wrong because his hand hit the stump before the ball hit the stump. All sorts of things were happening and he sort of kept it. So I think that's the single most important thing about the match, the fact that where he got it out from. The other part of it is, I remember rewinding the television, I mean my Hotstar screen 5 times around, just to see that first 6 of Harry Stroff. I mean, where he hit it from, say, how did he hit that? How did the man hit that shot? Kahan se mara wo? And the other thing I want to say is that, you know, if you see the first IPL, when IPL first came, it burst in India. Why? Because there were so many things. There was controversy, there was this. This match had everything. You had Pakistan hitting 6s, you had Spider Cam being hit, you had a strange decision where, you know, the run out is strange decisions, you had a no ball which people are thinking. So it has spice, you know, it's like a Manmohan Desai film. It had everything you want in a match. India, Pakistan, 90,000 people and all this. It was amazing.
It was. And the emotions after that, Zach, I mean, because you guys do such superhuman things on the field, that sometimes it's very difficult for people to realize that you are also human. And the athletes on the field, especially, we saw that yesterday with Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya, both they let the emotions out. And it was that kind of a knock, it was that kind of a setting as well, with 90,000 people cheering you on, singing Chak De India by the end of the game. It would mean so much to Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya to let those emotions out as well.
Well, the emotions are reflections of the hard work which has gone behind. It's also showing that how badly they want it. And as fans, that's what you want to see. As fans, that's what you want to see, that the guys out there are ready to do anything and everything to get that win. And when you succeed after all this, that's where the emotions really come out. So it's a good sign. You're looking at a team who is right now, you can say, desperate to win and go the distance. And most importantly, this is going to create that belief as well. These kind of closely fought matches, they really reignite that belief that you can win games of cricket from any situation. And that's what is important in big tournaments. Come the crucial games, you're going to need that. So you're kind of filling that tank right now of that positivity, of that belief system stronger. So hope it continues because the start has been phenomenal. The game from not being in the contest pretty much 70% of the time to pull it through is huge achievement and definitely a huge morale boost.
What was that game for you where you just let the emotions out? The 2011 final?
Yeah, 2011 finals for sure. There is no doubt about that. And the reinforcement of the fact, which I was trying to make a point, was that you started planning for it way before. You're playing in front of your home crowd, so that adds to the pressure. And when you're able to go out there and achieve it, or when you're so close, that those emotions are building all the time. When you're chasing down that total, those nerves, all those things which have gone in the sacrifices, everything kind of comes out on the floor, and that's where the emotions flow.
You were emotional on the field. We were all emotional off the field. It was just one of those moments. I know your story. We've seen enough videos of that. The KKR championship winning final had to be that emotion, and you'd feel the same as well. Just the fact that you could execute the plans for so long, sustain it, and then get to the result that you wanted to achieve.
Yeah, no, just forget everything else. I mean, just to be a part of a dressing room where people have come back and you win. It's something, because see, when you go there, when Zach would have gone out and they'd finally won it, they would have remembered 4 years of a journey that has started there, saying that, okay, we want to do this. Maybe 8 years of a journey, from the 2003 World Cup final. And to, see, you've seen losses, you've seen ups and downs, and everything has happened. And then finally, there it is in front of you. So it's a hugely emotional ride. And I will never be able to feel what Zach feels in a dressing room after doing that. Yeah. But I know how much emotion there is. It's just incredible.
Yeah, sport is just more than what plays on the field. It's the emotions, it's the human element, it's the stories around it. And that is why we love it. Now to today's game. Bangladesh take on the Netherlands. Netherlands, have won the toss and have opted to bowl first. Let's have a look at both the playing 11s. Netherlands first, who won the toss and opted to bowl first. Now they come into the Super 12 after having qualified from round 1. After a while now, they haven't been able to come to this stage of the tournament. Let's have a look at their playing 11, and they've done decently well in round 1, and they've got some real nice names there as well, Joy. Maxo Dowd has done really well in that round 1. Bas Lead has been very good with the bat, with the ball. Colin Ackerman is another one who can, fulfill those all-round duties. Then you've got Tom Cooper, Scott Edwards, Tim Pringle is a very good spinner. So it's a good squad. You just want them to now prove a point at a bigger stage against the bigger boys.
Yeah, and this is the one match in this Super 6 or, Super 12, if you look at it that way. In this group of 6, this is a very winnable match for them, because Bangladesh is not the greatest team. I think they have the energy. Bas Lead is playing for, the MI Emirates team. Tom Cooper, I mean, you look at his record in terms of what he's done. He was an under-19 player for Australia. You have Pringle, who's played under-19 cricket for New Zealand. So all these guys are close enough to be in their national selection. So, you've heard Harsha talking about the fact that they're trying to steal New Zealand's trying to steal Pringle back. So Pringle has played for Cooper's played for the Melbourne team in the Big Bash. You have 4-5 players here in this particular Netherlands team, who are very close to selection and even big teams. Okay, and that makes a huge difference. That means Tom Cooper, Scott Edwards, Tim Pringle, all these are close to national selection in bigger teams, which means you have a really strong core of players. And, their fast bowlers have been doing really well. Fred Klaasen has been doing well. They've not really been given away runs. They're the most economical team in terms of bowling in the first, in the qualifying matches in that sense. So, in the stage 1 matches, let's not call it qualifying.
Yeah, round 1.
Round 1 matches. Yeah. And I really like this team. And I think they fancy their chances today.
Yeah.
Have a look at that, Economy rate of 6.83 in a big tournament is a serious achievement.
Yeah. Now, Zach, without giving away too much, now that JB has mentioned that you've signed, of course, Basti Lead for MI Emirates, what makes him so special? Because we saw him in round 1 and his all-round abilities are really something to reckon with.
Well, I think the all-round abilities is something which is a standing point, which is USP. Those kind of commodities, if you see in global cricket, are not easy to find. So he's someone who's definitely made his mark, had made his presence felt across, and more and more matches you play, better you're going to get. Now you talk about the journey of a team. Here is Bangladesh, who's been full member of ICC for a while now, and here's Netherlands, who's been now qualifying or coming to these stages frequently. So that is a journey you're talking about. So Netherlands have to believe that they can compete at this level. They have to form that core, and they are on the right track with that. So in this format especially, you have two really good bowlers and two really good batters. You can push that win percentage up on the given day. And when you're looking at those numbers of pacers, it's definitely going to help their cause. Looking at the conditions in Australia. Yeah. And you look at Bangladesh, who's been not in form, having their own turmoil, and not really been consistent with matches and winning them. So you have a good contest in hand is what my sense is right now from today's game. Looking at the conditions, Bangladesh can find it tough in these conditions. Netherlands, growing in confidence, have the pace battery which can control the bowling innings. Yeah. So that's something which you have to wait and see. They've won the toss bowling first, so they've given themselves the best chance right now of putting this Bangladesh team under pressure. Because in this format, if you don't set that total which is par, suddenly the pressure goes on the bowling unit. Yeah. And as a batting unit, if you are batting second and know that you don't have that big a total to chase down, you can figure out how to approach that. And which Netherlands has in their playing 11. So we have to wait and see how they compete. I think it's going to be a good game. Bangladesh need to really dig deep as well, and they can't take it easily because their ride of coming to this stage has not been that easy.
It hasn't. And the one good contest that we'll see, of course, will be between the Netherlands bowlers and the Bangladesh batters. The Bangladesh batters haven't been able to come into their end, haven't been able to score as many. Let's have a look at Bangladesh's playing 11, and that should clear a lot of things because they've not been able to zero down on a stable opening combination, JB. Najmul Hussain Shanto and Sommer Sharkar will open. Liton Das at 3, Shakib Hassan 4, Afif Hussain 5, then Yasir Ali, Nurul Hassan, Musaddiq Hussain. So you still have very good names, even in the bowling and batting. It's just that they haven't clicked. They haven't really batted in the T20 template of the present. They're batting in the past.
I completely agree with you. I think that is the first point you've got to remember, that Bangladesh has not been a great T20 team. The other thing, you look at it in the country in terms of the kind of population they've had, the kind of infrastructure they've developed, and they've been they've been a proper full test playing country since 2000. 22 years it's been. One of the things that has not happened, and perhaps one of the best ways of judging this is to see, you have professional cricket leagues now around the world. Yeah. How many Bangladesh players are playing outside? Okay, if you look at the Afghans, they're playing all over the place. Okay, okay, they're playing in Australia. You have 4-5 players playing out there. How many Bangladesh players are consistently playing outside? Mustafizur is playing to a certain extent. Shakib in some of the leagues. But then you go there, that means there's no talent there which has emerged in the last 5-6 years, which people are saying, this is a new emerging talent. And it's very difficult for that to happen because you're a test playing country. You have so many, big population, so many people playing cricket. but somehow they're not producing cricketers. The other thing I want to say is, yesterday we were talking about emotional players, Rohit Sharma and all emotional. Bangladesh's problem is it has emotional selectors. Teams have emotional players, they have emotional selectors. Suddenly something will happen, the national team will change, captain will be removed, some whole 4-5 players will be removed, then somebody else will come. So there has sadly been little consistency in their selections. And therefore, as I said, you don't see which is the emerging player in the last 3-4 years. After Mustafizur, who is the next Bangladeshi player, you said, this is the next big thing in Bangladesh cricket. Who's that guy? Who is he? Everyone's come close. Afif Hussain has done a bit. Yasir Ali's done a bit. Tuskin was impressive. Who's the guy who you look at and say, this is a sure shot guy. He's going to play Big Bash. He's going to play IPL. He's a prospect.
Yeah, and that's not happened, and that's so true because this, despite them having a domestic league of their own. So you have a talent pool, you can nurture it. Of course, a lot of international stars for a very long time did play in the BPL. They still play in the Bangladesh Premier League. Where are they going wrong? Where are Bangladesh going wrong?
Well, the concerns are there, but what I liked is that Shakib going to the board and saying that, okay, give me a chance to revive. So that shows that attachment to the game, to the team. And when a team is in this kind of a situation, you need stability. You need someone to look up to, and someone who can drive the whole troop in the right direction. And from Bangladesh's point of view, you hope that person is Shakib. When you are in this kind of a situation, you need the captain to have that control over the team. You need that captain to have the communication with each and every individual. That hang on, we have a country who has so much passion for the game, so much expectations from you, and we have responsibility. Now, how do we come out of this? What is it going to take for you to go out there and fight, give every ounce of your energy there out on the field for the team's cause? And once you set in those processes, then slowly things will start to revive. So I think Bangladesh is going through that phase. You've seen Sri Lanka go through that phase, and now ending up with winning Asia Cup. So there have been things happening there. Leading up to that, you see the story pretty much remains the same. Too many chopping and changing. The stability of the playing 11 is not there. The roles are not clearly defined. And when you have different personnels coming and trying to do things, it's a team sport. You have to put all the pieces together to win a game of cricket. So that is something which is important from Bangladesh's point of view. And you hope that they do come together and come for a cause, find that fight, find that common cause which is going to drive each and every individual in that setup.
Yeah. You agree with that, JB? Because in Shakib, they have an international superstar who can really drive them forward. But as Zach mentioned, to build a championship side, you really need more than that. You need role clarity, you need definition of roles really clearly.
Look, I've spent 3 years in a dressing room with Shakib. Yeah. He's one of the most amazing cricketers. Very mature cricketer. Look at his career. Started in 2007 in that World Cup when India beat Bangladesh in 2007. That was where he sort of started his career. And if you look at where he's come now, he knows maybe this World Cup, maybe the 50-over World Cup, because 50 overs is a great format. If you saw 2019, he had an outstanding World Cup. He just couldn't do it alone, and still they had a couple of pretty famous victories. So Shakib is now at that stage of his career saying that I have done everything an individual can do in terms of numbers, in terms of everything. He's done it. And there's no doubt he's been one of the great all-rounders of international cricket, especially in the Test and ODI formats. Not so much. T20 is not so much his format. Now it is his last 2 chances to play maybe 2 major tournaments. This World Cup and the next 50-over World Cup. And I think he wants to give it his all. He's the best guy there. There's no doubt about it. One of the problems of your Bangladeshi team is everyone wants to open because they don't have those, what we call, look, no country has lots of finishers, but they don't have those guys who can muscle at 5 or 6. They're not that many of those. So everyone wants to come and open right up.
There's a traffic jam.
It's a traffic jam up front. That's one of the problems.
Yeah, and they've kept changing. Look at that. The number of the 15 partners, 27 innings, and when you have that many, you see the result in terms of average and run rates and the highest score. So yeah, it's not looking very well for Bangladesh from that perspective. But Shakib Al Hasan has his job cut out. He knows he's a superstar, he can do it. But can he actually leave behind blueprints for the team to follow, perhaps? For a championship team to follow, for them to build on the kind of things that he can do right now, and then for them to become a team that they want to?
See, there's only so much a player can do.
Okay.
It's really a board who has to look at it and say, okay, who are my players for the next 5 years? You identify, okay, these are my 6-7 players who are going to be definitely there. Identify needs. Do I need a fast bowler? Do I need this? Do I need that? Identify needs. Start putting together, start getting, okay, in the juniors, these are my 3 prospective candidates. Let's pick them for the junior matches. Let's send a couple of them to England. This guy needs some physical training. There's a whole process that needs to be followed, and that process needs to be consistent over 2, 3, 4 years. Problem with Bangladesh cricket is the lack of consistency. They are an emotional people. They sort of make, and that is what is the single biggest problem. This national team needs, in terms of coaches, in terms of selection decisions, in terms of everything, it needs a blueprint and consistency over 2-3 years.
Yeah, and that we've seen with a lot of champion teams. We've seen it with the Mumbai Indians. I mean, even if you have to transition, there is a plan for it. Even if you have to have a core, there's a plan for it. There's a youngsters group. There's a group of senior players. There's a leadership group. So the blueprint is out there for them to follow. It's being followed globally.
Yeah, it's proven, and that's why I was trying to mention that fact that when a team is going through a rough phase, right? The story pretty much remains the same. You'll see too many chop and changes. You'll see different personalities come in. Role clarity is not there. All the list of things which we are mentioning, that is going to remain the same. So to come out of it, yes, you got to maybe through this transition phase call some experienced players back. Mahmudullah, the Tamim Iqbal. If you have to push someone like Mushfiqur as well, you bring them back and you give them that much of responsibility because everyone has a different role to play in different phases of their careers. So maybe for Bangladesh right now, you have to go back to the drawing board and see who are those important factors, who are those important players which can make the difference in guiding the whole lot. And once you get through that phase, then you can set that process for future as well. You have to identify players for sure. There is no doubt about that. And then you have to have that trust in them and back them. They are going to fail. But then you are understanding that, okay, 1 year or 2 years, I'm going to go through this process and make the players. You've seen Shakib has also been a product of that kind of a process.
Exactly.
So that is not going to change. It's just about going back to the drawing board, simplifying things, and then having patience till the turnaround happens.
Yeah. Some fans don't have patience. Yeah. This is Bangladesh versus Netherlands, and there was talk around the fact that if Netherlands beat Bangladesh, this might be an upset. Now, Tom Cooper has taken an exception to it, JB. Quite like you said Netherlands have quite a chance here, and now Tom Cooper has said that, we don't think it's going to be an upset. We are very prepared. We came from round 1 to this point, and we have a good chance here.
No, I'm completely with him. I believe in terms of format, in terms of the kind of games they play, Netherlands is actually, and this kind of pitch, Shakib Hassan has never played in Australia. So you look at it, it's not that they have too much experience in these kind of pitches at all. So I think you're going to find a situation where you are going to, the Netherlands have actually, and Tom Cooper has played a lot of cricket in Australia, obviously. He's an Australian under-19 player. So they have a lot of players who are Australia, New Zealand, former South African, former England. All these guys are used to slightly bouncier true tracks. This is not the low, slow domestic tracks. And that is the one advantage that they will have. That even though they may not have as much international experience in class, they have class in the kind of conditions that these games are going to be played in.
Now, before we get to the joy factor, there's the TT factor. Joy, in that Netherlands 11, there's one player who's played with you as well. Let's pull it up.
Of course.
Let's pull it up. He's not there. Okay, he's not in the playing 11, but he's in the squad. Roloff van der Merwe.
Yeah.
Van der Merwe.
Yeah, van der Merwe.
Where did you play with him? Delhi or in RCB?
RCB.
Yeah, it's been a while now. I saw this name, Roloff van der Merwe, in round 1, and then I went on to watch the game and I said, oh, he's the same Roloff van der Merwe.
Yeah, he's Van der Merwe. He's played for them. He's played for Somerset. And, you love these guys. We had one in the Kolkata Knight Riders, Ryan
Ten-Doeschate. Yeah.
They call journeyman cricketers. They play here, but they bring great experience to a club. So even when Van der Merwe is not playing, he's going to be a terrific guy in the dressing room because he'll calm the players down. He's been there, he's done that, he's seen the teams, he'll do a great job of scouting the teams, he'll tell you what's happening. So I think sometimes, those players are not just useful outside in the game, but also inside in the dressing room. And he's there, he's obviously played the first few matches. They're not finishing his quota of overs. In his time, he was a pretty destructive number 7 batsman and a pretty decent spinner. I mean, he didn't spin the ball, but then in T20, sometimes you don't need to spin the ball to be a spinner.
Correct. That you don't. You just bowl it straight in. Something that Nawaz was trying to do in the 20th over with Rizwan back.
In Delhi, there's a term for it. It's called tang pakadna.
Tang pakadna.
Yeah. So wherever your leg is going, they'll chase your front leg. Basically, try and hit the front leg with the ball.
Yeah. Correct. I used to do that. I used to do that in gully cricket as well. Yeah. I was a defensive bowler, but I was very effective as well. Are you effective? Are you effective with the joy factor question? Some of you were yesterday. PPpedia was as well. Let's have a look at today's joy factor question. Have you dealt us an easy one?
This is a reasonably easy one. Yeah, it is. Which cricketer's second test wicket in 1992 was that of a fellow coach of an IPL franchise in 2015? That means this guy was the second test wicket.
Okay.
And then 92 to 2015, that's 23 years, 92, 2002, 2002, 23 years later, they were coaches in an IPL franchise together.
You have to do all the calculations. Explaining. Zach and I don't even attempt it. We don't even attempt it. Yesterday also we were trying to figure out, but then we
Did PP get it?
Yeah, he did. Again.
Very good. I'm very happy with PP.
Yeah. He got it again.
You got competition now.
Yeah.
You have.
Wikipedia is right up
He's
there.
going to write questions also now.
He actually gave us some sort of a PP factor as well yesterday.
We have to use PP factor.
We have to know. We have to.
Next India game, PP factors. 100% done.
You've got to send in your questions your answers for the joy factor question using hashtag Cricbuzz Live. Now you have to give us the answers for the prediction game. Bangladesh batting first against Netherlands, who won the toss. If you want, I can show you the Bangladesh playing 11. They have a new opening combination, it seems again.
That's hardly surprising.
Yeah. So, Bangladesh batting first. How many are there?
I'm going in with 155.
150. So, today's number is 155.
Yeah.
Okay, 155.
I'm actually going in slightly higher, and I'll tell you why. I just heard the ground, it's 65 and 67 meters.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Then I'm going to go for 164.
164. I have a lot of trust in this Netherlands bowling attack. I've seen them in round 1. So I say 145.
Okay.
145. Yeah, we are. What are your score predictions? Don't forget to tell us using hashtag Cricbuzz Live. We'll of course come back at the 10th over mark with Cricbuzz Combox. That's all on Cricbuzz Live. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, JB, for joining in. Thank you to all of you as well. We'll see you super soon.